First, we're going to start with the basic body block and how the patterns translate both in physical and digital fashion, and why understanding and manipulating of these patterns is where the magic truly is. Now, obviously, these are not detailed representations of measurement. My focus here is to bridge the translational gap, not to give pattern lessons.
So we start off with folding a piece of paper into 4 parts, because most garments are cut into 2 parts, dividing the body symmetrically, either to the left and right or to the back and the front. So we start off with sketching the basic front and back bodies, with the center line being on the fold line of the paper. The top body is divided into the front and back, then divided symmetrically to left and right. At this point, you also forgive me. Moved to a new country, so I'm not my pattern drafting equipment I spent years creating. And then the skirt block technically follows the same pattern as the body's block, but you can get away with having just one pattern and placing it in 4. I will explain further on the technicalities and complications around the skirt block in the next videos. Then the trouser block, which has its front and back block. Then the sleeve block, which you just need one of, one for the left side of the body and another for the right. If you notice, only the body's block and the skirt block are drawn on the fold line, while the trouser and the sleeve block are not cut on any fold line. So now I am cutting these patterns. As you can see, the body's block and the skirt block are on fold. And when you cut a pattern on fold and open it up, it shows as a full front body or a full back body, though generally the front bodies is bigger than the back bodies. I mean, you can get away with making any size, especially in men, especially for oversized things, but in women, no breast exists. For the skirt block, like I said earlier, with the skirt side of patterns is complicated, so you can get away with one, but I generally advise the front and back skirt block, also because ass exists. So this is me using the front skirt block to cut out the back. Showing the trouser and the sleeve block, which do not appear on fold. Showing why the sleeve block is just divided to the left and right, because folding it will give you a whole sleeve, though technically on the block itself it is divided to the back and front, with the front having a deeper curve, especially for women, but I digress. Because the legs are naturally separate by body design, showing why it's not placed on fold when cut, and how the front and back block join to make a pant leg. And the crotch lines are an important thing to note, but I will go deeper into that later. And now we've gone through the patterns, let's dive into the Clo3D side of it. Note though, I generally do not use like shortcuts or hotkeys a lot because I use like numerous amounts of softwares. So I stay away from hotkeys and shortcuts. So importing the avatar, Clo automatically places the avatar in a way it gives you a center line, dividing the body into left and right, and unfold line per se. Starting off with drawing the body's block. Now these aren't measured or exactly detailed, which is like the fun of digital fashion. Making a symmetrical version for the right side of the body. Copy one of these patterns and adjusting the neckline and shoulder depth for the back body's block, making 4 pattern pieces. Now in most garments, there is no seam in the middle of the bodies as most garments are cut on fold like shown earlier with the paper patterns. So we're merging the middle to make it one and then joining the sides and the shoulders. Digitally, it is easier to treat it as 4 separate pieces and having the both parts of the front or both parts of the back linked, which makes it easier and smoother to make changes and adjust since you only adjust a singular part, like a singular either the left part or the right part. But you can also draw the pattern as a singular one, as a singular piece, one for the front and one for the back. Then this is just like me playing around. But I advise using the first way though with all 4 parts, even if it's for an asymmetrical design, as you can easily just break the link. Again, not a tutorial on how to use Clo3D or how to draw patterns, but just explaining the link and the laws and how you can break them, or more like showing you the link and the laws. Now moving on to the skirt block. Now a hack that works especially for the girls that have a bit of a tummy is making the center front line an inch or so lower than the height of the waist and adding a slight curve. And if you don't have a tummy, this is just like a really nice and flattering look. then doing the same process. Then on the back skirt block, you don't need that curve above, but you need it below on the hemline to accommodate for the buttocks and the fact that the buttocks will eventually raise the skirt. Now in real life, you will need a dart in the skirt block if you are not working with a really stretchy fabric, but you can get away with it easily. Now, joining the sides, see how the slide curves above and below, making more flattering. Now the same thing is done with the front. Now doing the same thing you did with the front body blocks, you don't need to have 4 parts but just 2. Same thing as the front body blocks, you don't need to have 4 parts but just 2, but again, like I said earlier, I would advise having 4. Now moving to the trouser block, note the body is made up of curves and not exactly straight lines. Digitally, you can get away with straight lines. For oversized things in real life, you can get away with straight lines. But in most real life patterns, all the lines are deeply or very slightly curved. There's a range. Same process as above. Note that in the back pattern, the crotch line is lower than that of the front pattern. Now in trouser pattern, you can only have back and front. The back crotch lines are joined to each other, while the front crotch lines are joined to each other. Then the sides, all, then the sides are then joined together. Each of the back leg is joined to its corresponding front leg. You can choose to adjust the waistline curve in the trouser pattern or not in real life. The trouser pattern technically is an extension of the skirt pattern, so it will most likely have this curve already. Especially when you're doing something like a jumpsuit, or you have like a basic gown block that you use. So the last one, the sleeve block. Now I'm just freehanding this. Clo does come with templates, which usually then I adapt to fit my design, because what's the point of like redrawing it all the time? Now you only need two parts, one for the left side of the body and one for the right. Not to do, you mostly see straight lines, but in an actual sleeve patterns, all the lines are curved. Even the hemline is curved to fit the wrist or elbow. And unless you are doing a body hugging sleeve, you can get away with like having straight lines digitally. I mean, in real life, you can get away with it too, but I don't advise it if you want like details. If you're just casually saying for yourself, why not? If you've been here this long, don't forget to like, subscribe, repost, comment, message me for questions, message me for classes, etc. etc. Toodles!